So the first question is from Bala Prasad. So your question is again COVID related. It is heavily discussed that COVID-19 is respiratory outbreak disease. Does it have any connection with brain? Frankly speaking, we don't know. There are a couple of cases reported across the world that in the CSF also they reported the presence of virus, and some patient reported some of the neurological syndrome like encephalopathy and some kind of hysteria and cognition problem. But it is still too early to say that COVID actually has a significant effect in the brain or the neurological problems. Is it you are online? Ajay?
Yes, Dr. Basu.
The person who asked me the question, is he online still?
I cannot be sure that.
Yeah, I can go one by one, but I mean,
Yes.
Yeah,
please go one by one. So please go ahead with the second question.
Yeah, Vanish Mishra, how minocycline are selected for JEB and quad ground? Very good question. So, if you see the slides, what I showed, that minocycline is known for the neurologists for a long time. That's almost 40 years. And they reported in the inflammation as well as cell death. But when I first started with the JEV, I have found there are two components which is very important in JEV pathology. One is cell death, neuronal death, and following neuronal death, microglial activation, and the secondary inflammation. So when I retrospectively see that minocycline actually has a significant role to reduce these two, so we thought we can be used, and we have used that, and we have found that it definitely has some effect. So next question, I will go to Akash Roy. I want to ask what can be other potential repurposed drug which we can target for mitochondrial change followed by mitochondrial inflammation. See, mitochondrial inflammation, there are several other drugs people try, like ibuprofen, aspirin, and some of the curcumin also. So those are there are lots of anti-inflammatory drugs available, but minocycline is more, it's also anti-inflammatory, but it also has a role in apoptosis, blocking the apoptosis or cell death. So that's why it's very effective. But there are lots of anti-inflammatory drugs which people can try in the mitochondria-induced inflammation. Okay. So next question, how did the authors come up with the drug minocycline? Was there any high throughput screening done? Seeing there can be so many drugs for repurposing. Yes, I already answered. No, that point we didn't do any high throughput screening. It was a just wild guess, and it worked because we just critically studied the pathology of this viral induced pathology and figure out that minocycline may be useful because minocycline also well studied, and they have found that people already showed that it can reduce the inflammation as well as cell death. Okay, so next question is about the IP. So IP in India, you cannot cannot get the patent if you use the new use of an old drug. So outside you can do that. So that point we tried to do the patent, but our funding body, Department of Biotechnology, told us that in India you really cannot do the IP of a new use. At least that point it was there. I do not know the recent IP rule. So you cannot do the new use of a old drug. But yeah, outside you can patent that. So PF4, as I mentioned, that is a platelet factor 4. We have identified through mass specs. Platelet factor 4, actually we have seen in dengue, platelet is severely infected, severely affected actually. Ultimately, monocyte macrophage cells are got infected, but platelet factor 4 plays a very important role in the virus replication inside the monocyte macrophage, even in the dendritic cells actually. So if you can block the platelet factor 4, it helps, and you get the less virus proliferation in the cell. And we have showed the mechanism also because it's an interferon alpha level changes during the blocking of platelet factor 4. AMG was selected for JE is that first of all we have studied the dengue, and that point we thought it's the flavivirus and the same group of virus. And one of the reason is that it's a little bit strange that dengue that point we do not have the access to the animal model. Now we have access to animal model, but JE we have a very significant animal model. So we wanted to study in the JE also, and it worked. How we approach the COVID-19 from repurposing. As you can see, CSR already start working in this couple of the drug, which is the repurposing drug. And I think today, this morning, I have seen that IICD Hyderabad, they came up with the drug, with the repurposing drug. It is possible, repurposing drug to do COVID-19 also. Do you think cholesterol lowering drugs can interfere with lipid biosynthesis? That is the key for viral membrane integrity. Absolutely. See, work from our lab actually shown long back that cholesterol plays very important even in the virus entry into the cell, because virus use the lipid bilayer, bilayer to enter in the cell that we have showed long back in the stem cell. So you are absolutely correct that cholesterol lowering drug actually can interfere in lipid biosynthesis, that is key for viral membrane integrity. Your question I don't understand. Can I use this method for all viral infection? Probably not. Different viruses are different. So, I mean, you have to, there is no methods that are standardized for all viruses. How did you came to know the conclusion that atorvastatin can be used for viral diseases? That is well-known anti-cholesterol drug. So this here also, statin anti-inflammatory role is known. People showed in Alzheimer's disease that statin can be useful. So based upon that, we thought that this model we are using, JE, it's inflammation is the main component. So inflammation actually kills the cell. So can it be tried? But when we tried, same time, people also showed that it also has some effect in dengue also. How do minocycline cross blood-brain barrier, that is known for a long time. People showed. So that's one of the reasons we tried actually. AMG 487, that probably definitely crosses, but we do not have any public literature. But minocycline definitely cross blood-brain barrier that people knows. Because when the viral infection happened, anyway, blood-brain barrier become leaky. So permeability increased a lot, and it is cross blood-brain barrier. Is there any comorbidity? Then what about the drug repurposed drug interaction? I don't understand the questions. There is comorbidity, no, there is nothing comorbidity here. Is there any antioxidative activity involved in treatment with AMG 487? Maybe. We frankly speaking, we didn't see that. We are doing more study now. It's possible that they maybe have some antioxidative activity. Can we use anti-inflammatory agents in same as most often they have been reported to reduce urinary inflammation in degenerative disease? Probably we can use, but what anti-inflammatory agent you wanted to use, that is important also. So decreased hearing and smelling ability is also reported in COVID-19 patients. Does it might have any direct effect on neuronal centers controlling this activity? It's very good point. I think it's possible, but again, there is no studies, so I can't comment. So did you examine any other tetracycline which can be work against virus? What is your opinion on that context? I think there are other tetracycline also used. A group from Assam, I think Dibrugarh, they have showed that some other tetracycline also useful in JE, but not so profound as minocycline. Okay, yeah. So Shaily's question is that What is the antiviral molecular target for atorvastatin in CHPV and fly viruses? So basically, we have seen that some of the RNA binding protein. So this is actually we are now doing more molecular study, but so some RNA binding proteins are main target. So basically, that way they reduces the RNA. They mainly target the RNA virus. This is RNA binding protein at the target of the atorvastatin. I don't understand this comorbidity question. Last one is here. Minocycline block apoptosis, can it be used for a patient suffering from cancer later on affected by JAV? Very complicated question, Surajit. I really do not know. Because, yeah, I do not know that the cancer suffering from cancer and later on affected by JAV. It could be used because minocycline, as such, there is no major effect. It's a tetracycline and it's a relatively, there is no side effect at all. I think you got my answer that how I have come to the minocycline. Yeah, it's an off-target interaction of this compound. You are absolutely right, it's an off-target drug. Atomic level interaction, possible, I do not know, we never studied. Yes, viral load and platelet factor 4 levels are they always correlated in all viral infection and so the mechanisms. Yes, absolutely right, Prakash. Because if you remember the patient from the AIMS, very clearly we showed the dengue virus 3-day and 5-day. The patient, the viral load in the blood plasma and also in the plasma PF4 level is matched actually. I do not know that TECO planning help in COVID. Maybe not. I really do not know. Somebody have to study. Yes. So if you see our paper, Akash, that there is a recent concept in cytokine storm, so there might be role of inflammasome in this process. We have actually shown that inflammasome also involved in JE. Actually, cytokine storm you can see in the JE also in the brain, and the children died in JE mostly due to this cytokine storm. It's a profound cytokine storm actually. That whatever you see in the COVID patient in the lungs, probably the similar level of cytokine storm actually you see in the patient brain, especially from the young patient and the kids. Yes, Shubha. So yes, minocycline tried in children in the clinical trial, and as I mentioned, the outcome. That outcome we have seen that children are not so protected, but some of them are protected. But when they are more adult, not adult, more than 12 years old, they are maximally protected. So microglia is a so when one considers a host of marketed compounds which may theoretically show the desired anti-number, how would one, apart from HTS, choose the molecule of promise? So now it is always better to do high throughput screening. So we studied minocycline long back, when I joined NBRC 2004. Within 1 or 2 years we have started. But now there are lots of library available, and they are FDA approved library. So US FDA approved library for antivirus drugs. So you can buy them, those library, and try as a high throughput platform. So it's easier to do that. And from there you can nail down 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 compound and further nail down 2, 3 and like that. So, but at this moment, if somebody do the drug screening, it's better to use a library which is US FDA approved. Yes. So can it be used in children less than 12 years? Yes. Actually, minocycline normally is not recommended in children, but when we did this clinical trial, we got a special approval from DCGI, and DCGI actually evaluated our protocol through several pediatricians. And as there is no drug, that is the problem. As there is no drug, and so many children died every year. And as you are from Syria, you know that UP, Bihar, Eastern UP, Bihar, there are so many children died every year. So that time they approved that minocycline can be used. So microglia is basically cell of macrophage lineage, macrophage monocyte. Macrophage monocyte in a stimulation when it comes like a cytokine, bacteria, pathogens, it releases different cytokines and chemokines, pro-inflammatory cytokine. That is their property. So drug targeting. So about my research on drug targeting is I got offline. Okay, Kishore, I stays in nervous system induces COPD and vice versa. I do not know. Frankly speaking, maybe stays in nervous system cause COPD that I have learned somewhere, but I do not know the science behind that. Minocycline. Okay, minocycline. If you see the first couple of slides, I showed that minocycline reduces the caspase 1 and caspase 3. That's why it reduces apoptosis. Again, that COPD and this nervous system stress, I do not know. I have heard that, but I do not know. Stress in nervous system induces cardiac obstructive pulmonary disease, vice versa. It's possible, highly possible. I do not know really. I am not the expert in this field. Okay, Ajay, I think I have done.
Okay. So thank you, Dr. Basu, for the exciting and illustrative talk and discussing different strategies to develop therapy against viral infection. So this lecture must have inspired very young researchers, and as you can see, the questions, they are a lot more engaging, and the curiosity is from their side. We have got several messages in the chat box on how much they have enjoyed the session. Just to update you, we had around 230 participants, and you patiently answered around 40 questions in the chat box. So we'll be posting the recording of this session after a few edits on our ACS India page.
Okay.
And the participation certificates we'll be sending it to the attendees.
Sure.
So finally, once again, I would like to thank you all for your time and wonderful participation. We'll be back again with another exciting talk next week. Till then, stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you, Dr. Basu. Thank you very much for your... Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Basu, for your lecture. And I'll be signing off now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye. Take care. Stay safe.